Look at red dot. Welcome back, everybody, to 330 to go. I'm your host, Hank Forrester, coming to you live from an undisclosed location, even though I put it in the taglines. We are right by Route 8 in the middle of North Hill, and you may or may not know, but there's a very large gardening community right down here in this area, and I'm going to try and say it correctly live on the air because I messed it up on Instagram. Akron Cooperative Farms. Did I do that right?
You've got it.
All right.
Yep.
So, folks, I'm here with Doug right now. Doug, Akron, Doug.
Hello, this is Doug Wirtz over here at Akron Cooperative Farms.
All right. So tell us the story. How did this place begin? Take us back to the beginning.
Whoa.
I know.
Well, that's a long
That's
story.
a loaded question.
Yeah, that is.
Give us the bullet points. Okay.
So basically, I've been involved in the refugee community for the past 10 years or so, and so it was just there's been a lot of interaction that I've had within the community. I started doing a community garden down at Namaste Properties, which is an apartment building where there is 9 apartments, and they're all pretty much Nepali Bhutanese. I was able to develop a community garden for them. It's been very successful. It's still going very well there now, and it was through that I had an opportunity to take a look at what was happening here, which over the past 8-9 years hasn't really been much, because the newer ball fields, which were built about 10 years ago over on the other end, is where all the activity is now. So over here, they use some of this for some of the practice and all that here and there, but over the period of 7-8 years, not much has been going on. So an opportunity arose, and with that, we have this opportunity where we've been able to take these 4.5 acres and turn them into something that has been very, very productive. Many people are pretty somewhat amazed at what's going on here.
All right, so folks, just so you know, there's a very large Nepali and Bhutanese community in North Hill. And my dad's been all over me about trying to do a story to cover them. And then myself and Doug met at an extravaganza, right, a gala about 2 weeks ago. And it just kind of fell into being in terms of us meeting each other. All right, so just so you know where we're at. We're in North Hill, so what he was just talking about, the new ball fields are the ones that are over by Patterson Park. So we're like 2 minutes from Patterson Park right now. And if you go to where the old ball fields are, they've now been converted into these pretty substantial gardens, okay? So now, how did that happen as far as the gardening itself? You provide the land opportunity. Could you talk us through that process?
Sure. So just to briefly say before this, what my intent here is to bring a whole multicultural group together. Right now, we have 85 gardeners. Most of them are Nepali Bhutanese, but I would like to really pull in the whole community that we have, whether it's going to be the African American community, the Congolese community, the Middle Eastern community, whatever it might be, along with all the American community.
Right.
All together here, and so that's my overall objective here. And so what we've done here is we have taken these 4 baseball fields. One has been a little bit wet, so we didn't do much with it. Next year it'll be in production. So what we've done is to build. We have 20 by 20 plots for everybody that comes, and so they're able to take that 20 by 20 plot. With that, they get everything they need. We've had seeds donated. We've had plants. We've had all the compost and everything we've needed to supply all the nutrients there. So within that framework, we've been able to make it very productive. And even at this late hour in the season, we still have people planting mustard greens. Mustard greens only take about 3 weeks to grow, and so by the end of the month, they still expect to have a little harvest. And mustard can take some frost, so it's no problem. So it's still a very productive little place right here, right now.
Okay, very cool. All right, Let's take a walk around. So, folks, I'm looking right behind us. I set that up. They have a structure that they built that's a vine holder. They're actually growing pumpkins right on the vine, hanging down. You can see a big pumpkin right there. that'll be ready and probably ripe in a couple weeks, won't it? It'll start turning orange.
Well, you know, even some of them are even ripe even as we talk. They take the pumpkin vines, and they use them as a delicacy in their cooking. So there's two purposes for the pumpkins. One is for the vines, and then the other is for the pumpkins. And it's one of those things that they grow here in the farm.
All right, we're just gonna take a brief walk around on this garden, but I mean, you can see how it's set up. They've got rows and rows and rows of different crops on different sides.
Yeah. Now over here, they had other things growing through the season. Now that it's winding down, they've cleaned things out. They had a number of corn here, and now what they're doing is planting some mustard greens, which will be ready here in a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we don't need to go all the way down that way. Let's go check out the other garden. What's this over here though? Is that grapevines? Or is that pumpkins too?
There's more pumpkin vines here.
Wow.
And they have some very unusual vegetables that they grow. The okra is one that's very popular amongst this community as well. Yeah, they have all kinds of unusual vegetables that they love to grow.
Okay.
Yep.
Let's take a look down the other side. Now it looks like you said that you do have water here. So did the water already exist for the baseball fields?
No, it did not, and that's really kind of a miracle that has taken place because we really didn't know what to expect. We had one water source for everyone, and we weren't sure exactly how that was all going to play out. We did begin the season by purchasing some 250-gallon totes that we'd be able to fill up with water.
Okay.
But we had someone come in to take a look at some things, and through the very gracious benefit of Narragain Irrigation, they came in, took a look at some things, and figured out a way to be able to put in irrigation for everyone. And within that framework, we've been able to supply the whole garden with places where everyone can tap into the water. So that has been one of the miracles that we've experienced here at Akron Cooperative Farms.
Wow, that's very cool. And thank you to Narragain for doing that. I'm guessing that they probably got paid, but they probably donated a lot of it too, right?
They donated. They donated everything.
Yep, very nice, very nice.
Yes.
I do know the Narragain family. I went to high school with. I played soccer with one of them.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
All right, let's take a look over here. We got corn growing that's already been harvested, most likely, right?
Yes.
What were the? I was going to ask. What are those little trees right there? What are those?
Okay, so those bushes, as they've grown over the season, they've gotten very tall. They take those, and it's a very pungent kind of a green. The Karen community, the Karen Burmese community, uses that extensively. It's a prime. It's prime for them in all their cooking, and very good. As a matter of fact, we have another person down the way here that's providing it for their community, and they've been getting $3 a pound. So for the few people that have been growing for selling to some of the markets, I think it's been very, very good.
All right, so here we're kind of in the middle of the first garden. Now I do notice that you left the ball fields intact. You didn't use the land of the baseball diamonds.
That's correct. We had with the water that we had this in the spring, the rain. It was a bit messy, and so what we're doing, it's more sandy as well. So what we're doing is I just haven't had time being able to do much with that. But this fall we're going to put in a cover crop and get that all ready. So for next year we'll be able to use those spaces as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, right now, folks, you're seeing the view. We're in the middle garden. We showed you the garden off to the left. And we're not going to go over there, but you can see there's a whole nother big garden off to the right, way over yonder. Yeah. Are those big? Are those real tall ones? Is that still corn right there?
Yep, that's all corn. Yeah, it's some of them. It's pretty
12 foot, 14 foot tall corn.
It's very tall. It's very tall. And so we have. There's a plot right over here And the individual Booty that has been growing over here, she and her uncle every 3 weeks, almost by clockwork, come in and cut down. They just harvested it the other day. They come in and cut down the mustard greens, put it in a big tote, take it down to the market, and the next day they're already getting everything ready to start again. And
okay.
That's been the process. It's a process for a number of them. So people here, as you see, the plots are all fresh and ready to go again. I know that a number of them have already planted mustard greens here.
All right, so now when you go to close down, typically you shut it down, middle of November or so or whatever. Is there a process to winterize? Do you till the ground, or how does that work?
Well, what we're planning to do here is have everyone, cut everything down that they have within their plots. And we're going to have a chipper shredder to be able to shred all this stuff up that we'll be able to put into we have 2 bins. We have a 3-bay bin over there and a 3-bay bin back there for compost. We'll be able to get everything set up for making compost. We have wood chips. We're going to get some more manure again. We'll be making compost this fall, and then we'll clear all this out and probably cover everything with manure for the winter, and so that all will be ready to be working in the spring then.
All right, so
yeah.
if people want to get involved, if they want to buy or rent or whatever a plot, how do they go about doing that?
Well, all they need to do is contact us here at Akron Cooperative Farms. If you Google it, you'll be able to see all the different. We have a Facebook page. We also have a website. On the website is a form that you can fill out for getting a plot. So we welcome anyone to come and be a part of what we're doing here. I know from the interest that we could probably double what we're doing, and so we're looking to expand as well. So what we got going is something that is truly awesome, and it's something that's such a benefit for the community, because one thing that I've seen is, especially for the older people, they don't have much going on in their day, and so often the people that are now a part of it, that are older, they just have a sense of purpose. They have a sense of something that they're able to accomplish in their day, in their life, and I have a gentleman that I just love, Monchi, and he comes down every day. He has a plot over on the other side there, and he knows so much about gardening, and he's built relationships. He's Corinne, and he's built relationships with another Nepali gentleman. It's so beautiful to see the different communities coming together, and that's kind of the intent that I wanted to start here, is to be able to be a bridge to the different cultures that we have here, and really bring that about in our community so that we can learn to appreciate what all the different cultures have, and so that's what we're doing here.
So folks, check it out. If you want to be a part of this garden community, you can find, I'll put the link up. You can find them online. They've got a website, and they also have a significant Facebook presence as well. That's literally how we met. It was all through accidental things through Facebook, and I ended up at a gala, and that's how we met. So here I am covering their story. But again, they're right by Patterson Park in the North Hill area. They're the old ball fields, and you can hear Route 8 is going right by. It's right up there. All right.
Yep.
So we're gonna sign off for now. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure you follow his story as they continue to grow. The Akron Cooperative Farms. Got it right.
You got it.
All right.
You got it, Scott.
Until then, don't know where I'm going, but there ain't no sense in being late. I will see you guys. I got a fun little special drop-in on Friday morning, which is someone I also met at that gala. Until then, take care, folks. Have a good night, everybody. And everybody say good night, Shirley.
Good night.